Well, a panel of top breast cancer experts from Australia and New Zealand will be exploring a Q&A event exploring breast cancer in Māori, Pasifika and indigenous communities, hosted by the largest oncology research group in Australasia and moderated by Reo exponent and TV personality Stacey Morrison. The event will be discussing poor breast cancer screening rates, high mortality rates and low participation in clinical trials. Maria Marama of Ngāti Whakauē will be on the panel sharing her own experience of breast cancer, and she joins us now. Kia ora.
Kia ora, tēnā koe.
Thank you so much for your time. Can you tell us first up about your journey, how you were diagnosed and what those that key experience was with breast cancer for you?
I woke up one morning and found a lump on my breast and went to my GP and had that diagnosed. He thought that that my breast cancer wasn't going to be thought it would be an cyst, because I actually had breast screening done about 12 months prior. It actually was stage 3, grade 3 breast cancer. So I went on a horrific journey of having a mastectomy, chemotherapy, Herceptin and X-ray treatment over a period of about 18 months to 2 years. So it was long, and I say horrific because I think that chemotherapy is not a good thing for women in the first place, but it was a treatment that I took on board because I was scared and I wanted this disease out of my body. So mastectomy was the most radical form of treatment that was undertaken on behalf of what my breast surgeons thought was the best thing for me.
Are you okay now? Is the obvious question, or touch wood? You know?
Yeah, I had breast surgery in 2016. So I'm one of the lucky ones that has got ahead of the 5-year mark that they usually give women with breast cancer. For Māori women in particular, though, our rates of breast cancer are really high, as is the rates of our survival are really low. So that's about us getting screening treatment done sooner. But it's also about ensuring that the system itself is responsive to the needs of Māori. So when you enter the public health system or any health system, it's quite alien to us. We're not the first people to talk about the fact that the health system is not responsive to our needs, it's culturally inappropriate and things like that. I, however, was lucky because I had private medical insurance. So basically I could dictate with the medical profession around what I wanted to do based on the information that they gave me. They were also open to me actually using other treatments such as rongoa Māori. So I also consulted with tohunga through my journey, but I was pretty open with my breast surgeon and my oncologist around what I wanted to do, and they were actually quite encouraging. I'm not so sure how open the public sector is, but certainly in the private sector, you just enter a whole different world compared to what's available publicly, and that's where Māori women go to, is in the public sector.
When we're talking about Māori and Pasifika women, I need to sort of ask you about how alien the process felt going through it. And if it was tough in the private system, you're going to be part of this event, have you talked to people in the public system and understood why these rates are so bad and the diagnosis rates and all this kind of stuff?
Māori have had challenges with the health system per se, regardless of what kind of treatment you're receiving, whether it's heart, whether it's lung or things like that. I think the alienation in the breast cancer environment is around allowing you to have whānau support. I have to say that I dictated that pathway. I turned up with my whānau at each of the meetings that I had with the breast surgeons and the oncologists, who I said were really, really receptive. They were very caring. But when I went into the public sector for Herceptin treatment, that in itself was really clinical and it felt cold. And I'm quite a vocal person anyway, so I got to know people sitting around me and things like that. In the private sector, it is a bit more alien because actually I was the only brown person that I saw in the private waiting rooms and the flash lounge chairs and things like that. So The difference was is that I got to dictate what I wanted because the breast surgeon and the oncologist were actually working for me. It was my private medical insurance that was dictating how and what I received. So I received really, really good care. But Māori, a lot of Māori don't have options like that. I made some choices earlier when I was younger.
Because we're
But
so short of time, I do wonder though if you can tell me what is your advice to wahine Māori watching who feel exactly what you felt. It's alien, and I'm scared. If we got 2 seconds.
take your whānau with you, regardless of asking. Turn up with your whānau. Make sure that you're fully informed. Ask questions. I would take somebody that may be your advocate. It might be your sister, your auntie, a really good friend that can help you ask questions. Because when it's about you, you're not always the best advocate. I broke down when I got my diagnosis. So I was lucky to have my sister and my kids and my partner with me who could ask questions. And we're able to kind of facilitate the process going ahead. So take your whānau with you. Don't ask, just take it short. Just go there with whānau and friends.
Mean advice and good luck for the event. I'm sorry we don't have more time, Maria, but we really do appreciate it, and best of luck with your journey.
Kia ora.